This is your sign to be the main character of your life. Be the main story, be the main, basically. You don't have to follow in someone else's footsteps. You don't have to be doing something that you don't want to do. You can be the person that you want to be without having to be someone else. Like, you should be you, for that matter. I've always told myself this, and I think I've had a very concrete belief of this since I was young, but, like, why am I going to do something that someone else tells me? I've always been very self-sufficient. Like, why should I change for another person? Why should I be like this because this person wants me to be? Why should I do this thing because I don't want to do it? Just because you don't want to get up and go to the gym. Just because you don't want to go and get groceries. Just because you don't want to deal with some friend drama doesn't mean that you are exempt from it. Just because you're the main character of your own life doesn't give you the excuse to just say, I'm not going to deal with it. I'm not going to put it off. I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to put it off. I'm going to procrastinate. Main characters do not procrastinate. It's just, it happens, but like, that does not give you an excuse to put something off. Being the main character basically means that you are more aware of what you want to do for your life. Just because you don't want to do this thing does not mean that you just get a sudden royalty-free pass of not doing it. I hate there are really so many cuts in this video. You need to set yourself up for success. I had teachers and colleagues and employers in the past who have all ironically said the same thing, pretty much, but set yourself up for success. Like the other day, I'm gonna get personal. I had my wallet stolen, and instantly I feared the fact that I'm like, great, I have to call all my banks that I'm with, that I had cards with, to be like, hey, my card got stolen. Lovely, right? I'm someone who doesn't like phone calls. I hate calling people unless you're in that like 2% of people that I know that I'm comfortable with to actually even consider FaceTiming you. You're very lucky. But yeah, that was my first thought. I'm like, okay, cool. I have to call these banks. I have to do this thing. So that way I can have a card so I can spend money and so my Adobe Premiere account doesn't get restricted. Because I have videos to edit. And yeah, I immediately thought of putting it off, but then I was thinking, like, okay, well, I'm going to let this sit for a day. And then immediately at this time, on this day, I'm going to call, be like, hey, it's been so-and-so amount of time since my wallet was stolen. I need to file a replacement for a card. And most of the time, it's super simple that you can just call them and have that happen. And like, they can be like, okay, well, we'll send it over, blah, blah, blah. And luckily, like with the people that I bank with, it was super simple. I got nervous though, because one of the ladies was like, oh yeah, I can like stay on the phone with you and like help you out with this. And I'm like, can I just like hang up the phone? And then if I need you, I'll call you back tomorrow. But like, no, deal with it today. So that way it doesn't become tomorrow's problem. Obviously, there will be different cases for like if you need to deal with something the next day. Like for me, like I'm not gonna just assume that my wallet was stolen after like 2 hours of not knowing where it is, because knowing me, maybe it's just in my backpack somewhere, but it wasn't. So I decided to take action. So that way for next week, I wouldn't be struggling financially. Once you get into routines and habits after about 2 weeks, I would say it takes to build a routine, you don't have to keep giving yourself excuses for why you can't do these things. Like why you're putting off buying your own groceries, or why you're putting off paying off whatever you need, student loans, or putting off that test that you need to study for. Like, you just need to go ahead and do it so that way you don't set yourself up for failure. If you know that you need to do something, make a list. Which reminds me, want to show you guys something. I have a list on my phone specifically for YouTube stuff. And it's kind of like, to-do list. So as of recording this, I think I would have already promoted these. But yeah, I put normally for a week or like a Monday through Friday week. So I have a to-do list, videos to work on. How to Survive High School, the skit. I'm filming hopefully the last parts of the skit next week so I can post it the following week. Best morning routine ever. I actually just re-recorded the voiceovers and script, behind you guys. I'm at the same park. Oh my God, I filmed at the same location. I filmed that already. Reading for a week, so it was supposed to be like a reading challenge for me. Ultimately, I just need a better work schedule for that. This next week does not really work too well for me with that. And honestly, a big reason why I'm putting it off is like, I don't want to rush through these books that I just bought because I'm not trying to spend like a good amount on these books and then just like rush through them in a week. Like, I'm doing most of them as rereads because I've actually already read them. So I'd feel better about reading them a second time. So like I said, I'm probably going to compromise by maybe doing like a reading for 24 hours kind of thing. And then How to Survive College. I need to do that. And that the How to Survive College isn't like what would you call it? It's not a skit. I have it as a sit-down talk like this. For high school and college, I have a sit-down talk planned and then a skit version. It's like early 2000s kind of YouTube comedy, like Lily Singh, Liza Koshy, Joey Graceffa, like that kind of era of YouTube is what I'm trying to bring back in these videos, which I think is going pretty well. That is to say that main characters do not put off stuff because they're put on a pedestal or because they're special or because they stubbed their toe on a rock or they had an inconsistency happen in their life. What being a main character means is that you are focusing on you, what you need, not giving too... I was going to swear there, but I'm trying not to on these videos. Not caring about other people. Like, what you need to do for you is what matters. You are going down a river and you are following your boat. You're following your boat. And if other people's boats come into your river, well, hey, that's your choice whether you want to let them into that river or not. You are your biggest priority. That is what matters. That is what matters in this moment.